opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor. Chris Sample for the defense. May it please the court. Your Honor, opposing counsel, members of the jury. 3 crimes, 2 victims, and 1 criminal. Cameron Poole. On August 30th, 2012, an amusement park named Rockwood was robbed by Cameron Poole. That morning, Cameron Poole was fired from his job for stealing from the park's ticket booth throughout the entire summer. Cameron Poole later returned to that ticket booth armed with a knife and threatened the park's accountant named Haley Floyd. Cameron Poole then robbed the ticket booth and then was chased by security guard Winston Thomas into a moving ride. Cameron Poole escaped and the security guard, he was hit by that ride. That night, he died. We, the defense, we sympathize with the family of the deceased, and we care deeply for their loss. But it's important to remember that his death occurred throughout the pursuit of Cameron Poole. Members of the jury, this is not Cameron Poole. This is Whit Bowman. Now, many of you may be asking yourself the question, why are we here if Cameron Poole is not on trial? We are here because the prosecution, they want you to blame Whit Bowman for Cameron Poole's actions. They want you to blame Whit Bowman for the death of Winston Thomas. But as you hear the facts in today's trial, it's about 3 crimes: theft by deception, robbery in the first degree, and murder. It's about 2 victims, the park's accountant Haley Floyd and the security guard Winston Thomas, now passed. It's about 1 criminal, Cameron Poole. Now, these 3 charges that they have brought before, let me explain what they mean. Theft by deception is stealing at least $500 by lying or by other means of false impression. Robbery in the first degree is defined as someone, while holding a deadly weapon, uses force against another to steal or to attempt to steal. Attached to that charge of robbery is a count of murder. In the state of Midlands, if during the course of a robbery you cause the death of another person, the law says that you will be held responsible for not just that robbery, but for that death as well. As you listen to the facts in today's trial, they'll show how Cameron Poole is the one who committed these crimes. The prosecution is going to attempt to show you that Ms. Bowman acted in complicity in committing these charges. Complicity simply means that you intentionally aid another person in committing a crime. But pay attention to the word intentionally, because that is the burden that Ms. Johnson and her co-counsel must prove to you today. They have the burden of proof to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Whit Bowman intentionally helped Cameron Poole in committing these 3 crimes. Beyond a reasonable doubt, that's the highest standard in our judicial system today. That means that the facts they bring out today, it must be powerful, it must be so persuasive that by the end of today's trial, you're left with not a single doubt based on reason and common sense. Now, we, the defense, we have no burden. The law does not require that we prove Whit Bowman innocent of these 3 crimes. We will call 3 witnesses to show you the reasonable doubt that is in the prosecution's case today. First, we'll call before you Ms. Jackie Hunter. Now, Ms. Hunter, she's a former ride operator at Rockwood. Now, the prosecution, they want you to believe that Whit Bowman purposely used a feature known as maintenance mode. But Ms. Hunter will introduce evidence to you today that will show that what Ms. Bowman did was a mistake. Second, we'll call before you Mr. Charlie Kaminsky. And Mr. Kaminsky, he's the owner of a limousine transportation service. He will tell you about when the first time he met Cameron Poole, he saw Cameron Poole alone stealing money from the park's ticket booth. When he drove Cameron Poole away from the robbery, Cameron Poole openly admitted to committing that robbery. Lastly, we'll call before you Mr. Beckett Conroy, the former owner of the ride called the Tunnel of Terror. And he will tell you that his own employees were making the exact same mistake that Whit Bowman did. At the end of today's trial, my co-counsel, Mr. Lisa Harris, will come before you, and she'll show you that the facts lead to one criminal, Cameron Poole. Thank you.